This is the place we will be starting up in. It is a puzzle piece, quite frankly. A part of a greater whole. Which looks like this. Just bloody amazing. And to get another plot, you have to buy plots connected to it first. So these are the areas you need to purchase in order to unlock further areas connected to them. If you get the cheaper area, well, I guess you'll only get access to this place. If you get the more expensive one, well, you can get access to this place, this place, this place, or this place. So it gives you quite a few options. So these are places you can get. Because the way it's delineated, it makes it kind of confusing. I mean, which is the background and which is the actual space you can get. Well, either way, I will not be expanding anytime soon because the initial space should be sufficient for most of my facilities, at least at the very beginning. The helipad strip is over here, and as we all know, it's extremely important to have the shortest possible path between the helipad strip and the facilities necessary to support it, meaning all the clinics. And if that's the case, then all the clinics should be located somewhere near the entrance. But I also do need, of course I will be restarting this is just a bit of initial thinking. If I do need to keep the clinics next to the exit, my take on this is that the clinics will go over here along with some other stuff, which can be tucked into a corner, and the diagnostics facilities can be put around here, at least at the very beginning. Now, as I move further and further into the game, the helipad will still be stationary, it will be still here, so I will probably want to keep the clinics around here. So if I move any sort of buildings, I will probably be moving the diagnostics facilities, which is something I am not really comfortable with doing, but it will have to be done anyway. And of course the GP offices, so the first of the bunch will have to be kept here, primarily because these are the first buildings anyone entering the hospital visits. Also because these are the facilities people visiting for the second time after they have been diagnosed will be heading from into probably a clinic or a pharmacy or something of this sort. So there are quite a few reasons why it should be planned out this way. So I need GP offices around here, some diagnostics facilities, some general facilities can be placed pretty much anywhere, and clinics and pharmacies and all that can be put around here. Because I'll have to put an operating theater down at some point, but that point is not yet. Let's do the briefing, shall we? As well as covering all the illnesses which crop up in this neck of the woods, the ministry requests that you spend some time concentrating on the efficiency of your drugs. There have been some complaints from OffSick, the health watchdog, so in order to look good, you must make sure all your drugs are extremely efficient. Also, make sure hospitals above reproach as well. Keep those steps low. As a hint, you might like to keep space free for that jelly vat. I have no idea how much space, and I have no idea why I should keep this space free. And well, exactly, is it a separate room? Is it oh, don't spoil me, by the way. What do you mean can't cover them up? There have been some they did not say that I'll be under intense scrutiny. I mean, I figured you would say it in the opposite way. Either way, these are the requirements. I need to have 80% efficiency on everything. I need to have a reputation of 650, which will not be a problem at all. I usually have a very high reputation, regardless of all the other factors, unless I'm about to lose. And the cash is always the biggest problem. Anyway, as far as I can tell, if I am to actually succeed in this mission, and if I want to avoid deaths, let me put it this way, since I'm starting at low efficiency when it comes to my pharmaceuticals, I will I will be dissuaded from accepting any sort of emergencies, because that depends on the emergency actually. But most emergencies head for the pharmacy, right? Because most things are actually taken care of in the pharmacy, unless you need some sort of a clinic or the psychiatrist. Never mind. If they are headed for the pharmacy, that's a load of people that will be taking my medicine, and if my medicine is not all that effective, it's just a greater and greater chance of messing up. I'm basically rolling the dice on every single person, so I should keep them to a minimum. Probably, throwing people out of the hospital if they should go for the pharmacy might not be the worst of ideas. I might actually just simply not build a pharmacy to begin with and deal with the problem that way, although it's just insane. Yeah, deaths are unfortunately unavoidable in these circumstances, because there is a chance of death. No matter what I do, people will die due to the inefficacy of my medicine that I will be serving them. 80% is my goal. So that means that I start out with something even lower. Oh, I haven't really seen this sign. Guess I haven't been really browsing this all that much. It's probably something you only see if you don't have the necessary facilities, which I pretty much always get. I don't know if a second lab is necessary. Let me put it this way, why wouldn't you just make a bigger lab and put more people there? The general idea is that I should have quite a few researchers and, I don't know, a few computers in my research facility and all that. Exactly, I can put in more desks. There are things I can do, even with a single lab. I mean, I could get the second room, although I don't really see much of a point. So let's restart and take care of business as I usually do. So, I figured out that I want to put all the clinics over here and the GP offices here. The second bigger lab. I will absolutely have an enormous lab. Like the biggest goddamn Labrador you have ever seen. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. This is the place, this is the space. I mean, should I make windows to the other GP office? Will they feel safer somehow because of that? Will they be more satisfied with the ability to look at their co-workers constantly? Will anyone be happy because of that? Because I don't think so. Then again, why would looking at the corridors make them happy in any sort of way? They'll be like, oh look, sick people, yay. Oh boy. I also need to keep in mind that space is limited, so I cannot just overdo it. I want to have some space free, so let's keep it like 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. I won't really have much of a chance to fit in anything over here. So maybe I should just move this while I can. But in that case, what should I cram over here? I mean, I could put a cardiogram over here. And 1, 2, 3 fall. 1 free space, 2, 3. And now I have 1, 2, 3, fall, 5. Let's fit a 4x4 over here with some free space over here. Let's say 3 of them. This seems to make sense. I mean, it seems like an extremely weird setup, but it will make sense eventually. And I can fit something bigger over here if I don't put any windows. I mean, I could put windows here, nobody's stopping me. Whatever, I do what I want. Everything fits in so nicely. Alright, so I could put something like... Of course, fitting in the world will be one of the issues. It always is. Yes, it will fit. Exactly, my stream, I know what I want. I recently read an article where it was pointed out that Cartman is the perfect example of a psychopath. Like when people have trouble defining the term, aren't really sure what being a psychopath means, that's what being a psychopath means. A psychopath. It was an article about sociopaths and psychopaths. I mean, of course these are not terms used nowadays, so you can define them almost any way you want because they are not really in use, they are not all that precise, they just convey a vague intuition. But the difference between, allegedly the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath is that a psychopath actually does not experience emotions, at least not in the same way you do. He just doesn't get it. He pretends that he does, you know, to earn points because he understands that pretending is useful, but he doesn't have them. So he just, I don't know, does what is pleasant to him and whatnot. But a sociopath is the same as a psychopath, except that he actually has emotions. Which is even more creepy if you think about it. So the psychopath acts as a psychopath because he does not experience the world in the same way. So he has the luxury of actually not having remorse and all that. A sociopath does have remorse, he simply chooses to ignore it. It's just brilliant. I mean, it's horrifying in a way, but still fascinating to an extent. Yeah, terms come and come out of use like that. I almost do not want to put anything down at this point because it's just... Once I commit to putting pretty much anything down, it'll just be a disaster. What? A psychiatric room is 5x5 at the very least? I didn't sign up for this. A world is even bigger, so a general diagnostics is also enormous, incomparably. Fine, I mean, I could just stuff the toilets in here. I could put a pharmacy, my initial pharmacy over here. I will need more pharmacies anyway, so hey, why not? I mean, you know, the toilets had the self-confidence and I will just have none of that. I will put them down. This is so... It just doesn't feel right. It's... No. So far away from the door. At least it's not as far away as it could be. Do I honestly want the pharmacy to be here? But where else should it be? Where else? Do I actually need another... Oh, no. Dreadful. Just abysmal, but hey, needs to be done. I did what I had to do. 2 surgeons, guys! This is amazing! I have 2 surgeons from the get-go. And a brilliant researcher. And this guy is not yet a consultant, so you don't have to pay him a whole lot. But look at his competence. Sheesh, getting him. And yet another researcher, junior researcher. This is a bad idea. Alright. I mean, this isn't the greatest of all of my ideas ever either, but you know, you just have to make do with what you have. I would love to stuff something here, but I need the space at least for a second GP office. But at this moment, I don't need 3. Of course, they never end badly. What could possibly go wrong? Ever. I guess placing the entrance here is the smart choice, because otherwise they will be... This can have all the windows, making this screen completely superfluous. Why is this room so big? Look at this. You have absolutely no need for additional equipment. None at all. Why would you need it? So much space. I could put an excruciatingly high amount of extinguishers there, no one would mind. Actually, yeah, of course, pruning out the bad results can... I mean, isn't that what you do in general? I mean, we all have good games and bad games. Unless I am explicitly streaming and think something is worthwhile of posting anyway, well, why would I post bad runs? Unless they are particularly entertaining. I can just play a ton of games and then publish the ones that are the best. I think that's just what people do most of the time. I mean, I could upload... Don't tempt me, alright? Because I have literally a few hard drives full of matches. And I'm not sure whether I want to comment all of them. Literally so much stuff, and it's just getting through it. How much will it really be? Is it in tens of hours or is it in hundreds of hours at this point? No, I guess it will be in tenths of hours. Let's not go overboard. I mean, I figured an option. It was recorded in Fraps, and Fraps tends to make enormous files, so I wouldn't be so certain that it's hundreds of hours. But at the very least, it's tens of hours of footage. Match after match after match. No, I mean hours of footage, not hours of work to get the footage out. Hold on, guys. It's pretty much the middle of the month and I still don't have my hospital set up. You talk among yourselves for a while, I just need to figure this stuff out. And it will not be easy, by the way. I'm running out of space rapidly and I still have quite a few things to set up. This is just a nightmare. I mean, I don't know what to get my hands into right now. I just go for the psychiatric room right now? Should I place the ward? Where on earth am I supposed to put all these things? well, there's not enough space for all of it. I mean, I will have to do things like this. Ugh. I mean, look at this narrow corridor. It'll just be a horror show seeing people get stuck in corridors constantly. But I have to fit in another room over here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And it'll create yet another narrow space. I'm considering it. I'm seriously... I don't think there is an alternative, to be quite honest. And I mean... Can I actually afford that? Can I afford yet another room? Because I still have... Hold on, I will try to fit in as much as I initially can. And then if I'm left with some money and I absolutely, positively cannot fit another thing in, I will invest in more land. But for the time being, let's see if I can... Oh, getting into debt early? I mean, I will be losing money anyway. If I take out a... No. An early loan just sounds like such a... I mean, it might be necessary. I might have to do it, but... If it is at all avoidable, I will try to avoid it. I always have problems with money in this game. I have everything up except for the money most of the time. I do not want to... I wanted to say set a precedent, but it wouldn't be much of a precedent, now would it? I mean, it would be a precedent, as in something that happens the first time, but I guess setting up a precedent was exactly the sort of expression I should have used. Anyway. Because taking out a loan initially puts you in debt immediately, and then you are put even deeper in debt, and you have to pay interest on that debt. And at the very start of the game, it can just break you. Like, it can ruin you. Oh, look at this! Look at the amount of... Look at this Tetris. I mean, seriously. Well, I understand that you do it, and I understand that you have a good reason to do so, but you know what? I'll just take a gamble and not do it anyway. I was about to say just to spite it, just to see if it can be done this way, right? I'm honestly curious, because if the only option is to take out an early loan, I eventually will figure it out, right? It's like, it's the only option, I just will concede and do what has to be done. But if it is at all avoidable, I will do my goddamn best to avoid it and figure out a way around it. Why am I placing a fire extinguisher in the... Well, you never know. It's the psychiatrist's room. Patients can be volatile. No scary spooky skeletons. Unless I move this a little bit further, in which case... What? That doesn't make it... What? No! What? That wasn't pathable a moment ago. What is... You know what? Never mind. Oh, I don't have a psychiatrist, by the way. Just FYI, I do not have a psychiatrist at all, so that's kind of pointless right now. But I should have one eventually. By the way, I love focusing on cure equipment. No, I don't. That's a lie. I love focusing on diagnostics equipment. And I also do enjoy having having my stuff not blow up. But in this level I will have to focus quite heavily on improvements to my medicine. If I do not, it will just be a disaster for everyone involved. Oh boy. You know, this might not be the worst of ideas. I mean, if I'm not getting a second GP office at the very start, and I am not, spoiler alert, I'm not getting a second GP office at the very start. That's the case, I might just use this space for a ward. Making it bigger seems kind of pointless, but... in that case I could have probably set up things a lot smoother overall everywhere else, but... let's stick with this. I do enjoy the idea of getting a second GP office, but unfortunately this will not get done quite as soon as I would like it to. I just don't have the money for it, I think. I mean, I still have half of the funds. I have the psychiatric room and the ward. I don't have the operating theater, but I have the pharmacy placed over here. Both the clinics that are available are here. I just need the toilets and the staff room. A training room would be nice, but it's not essential. So as soon as I get the staff room and the toilets, I will be kinda done. All the windows. All right, this should be enough, at least for now. No. Actually, let's get one more toilet and let's get rid of one of the sinks. So all I need is a staff room. That's it. As soon as I get the staff room, it's all said and done. We can rejoice. Well, not necessarily. I should probably place some, you know, things for people to sit on. And a receptionist's desk, and actually get a receptionist. Video games. Every time. Let's put the radiator right next to the television set, why not? And of course, let's get a receptionist. With the amount of space I have over here... This should work. I mean, it's ugly as sin, but you know. It just might work. Come on, Doc, move. Doesn't get any better than this, I'm afraid. Oh, a few radiators, I guess. But apparently it's not hard enough. Well... Oh, and handyman, of course. Three of them for a start. I will be watering plants, and this should be sufficient for now. Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh, and of course let's overdiagnose people initially, because hey, I have the staff, I don't have the patients. And we will be getting all the improvements, as you can see. But not any patients. Fuck! Of course! Right, we need to click the button. Right. What is wrong with me today? Hold on. A brilliant surgeon and psychiatrist, yes please. A single psychiatrist? Yeah. Let's not hire any more people for now, I guess. I mean, this should probably not ruin me. I clicked it somewhat late, but still, it should be fine.
Patients, have your credit cards ready? Doctor required in GP's office. Doctor, attend immediately in cardio, please.
%82%, that's decent.
Nurse required in ward.
Hold on. There's plenty of seating, so that's not a problem, yeah, compared to the number of patients. Look at this. I think Uncommon Cold is one of the very few things we can actually kill at the pharmacy. So it's getting improved all the way to hell. We might reach 100% quite soon.
Psychiatry, please.
Well damn. I mean, taking care of this will require quite a few things from me. Now, as long as this is... I think it might be kidney beans, at which point I will just have to get an operating theater. I mean, I'm cool with the idea, I can absolutely handle it. As long as it's necessary, I can... Oh, this is something we can focus our research on.
Attend immediately in cardio, please.
Anyway, I can get more space. If I can afford it, and if I have to afford it. Once again, things that require the operating theater, but they have just been researched. Doesn't necessarily mean that I have to treat them right now.
Pharmacy.
What's her deal? View details. No, it's fine. 70%, that's just
Nurse required in ward.
low. How happy are people? Whoa, 50% population. Of course, my reputation is, well, it's average. My bank balance isn't horrible. Build more drink machines.
Doctor required in general diagnosis.
That's a good point. Gotta give people them drinks. I have a feeling that I probably need a second nurse, now that I think about it. $148 versus $144. Let's not overdiagnose people so much. Otherwise it'll just ruin me. Oh boy. Unexpected swelling. I will have to take out a loan to deal with this. Alright guys, we're doing this. It has to be done. I mean, I would love to get this place, but I have already blocked it up so extremely that I would have to dismantle the research department. I am not up for that. So we'll have to get this place. It's marginally more expensive, somewhat bigger. This is the... What a world we live in. I mean, we don't necessarily live in this world, so... Never mind.
Please don't feed the vermin. Thank you.
Alright. I mean, getting the operating theater will require me to take out a loan. I should probably move the research department anyway. Put it over here or something. I don't want to move the clinics, that's the exact opposite of what I want to do. But still, I could probably fit the operating theater over here. But what I need to do first of all is take out a loan. Probably 2. I will get that money back. It's an investment. Horrible. Should I move the jeep? General practice, seriously? I mean general diagnosis. Should I move the GD? I mean, I could move the GD over here, move the toilets over here. You know what? I think I'll just go for the simplest goddamn solution of putting it over here where I have the space. Eesh. Oh, wow. What is the best placement? There is no good placement at all. I mean, it cannot be done. Oh, man. I have a better idea. We'll get rid of the staff room temporarily. I'm probably losing money on this. So let's get the operating theater over here. Put the entrance to it here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I should absolutely be able to put everything where it belongs. I'm terrified of blocking paths. If I put a plant here, that might just ruin everything. Same here. I'm not gonna risk it. Absolutely not. It is a maze, isn't it? It's amazing. Alright, this should be sufficient. And now this space is free for whatever. So of course the surgeon is in the GP office. Who else would be there? We can put the doc in the GP office. And the surgeon psychiatrist should probably be taking care of surgery right now. So let's get our money and take care of business. Now this surgeon is actually not taking care of anything. So let's put him over here unless he's absolutely needed elsewhere. Researcher gonna research. Because we are discovering all the illnesses which require an operating theater.
Attending psychiatry, please.
Let's invite the VIP. 5 people with bloody head. I can absolutely take care of this. I mean, 5 people as an emergency? Absolutely. And I need the money too. Oh boy. Yeah, so they need the psychiatrist, so this guy is on his way to the... Oh, this guy's on the way to the... Well, this is gonna get tricky. Going to put this guy... Oh, and I should probably put some benches over here, shouldn't I?
Staff announcement. Incoming patients with bloaty head. Doctor required in inflator room.
I will turn up the volume because this is just getting ridiculous. Because I usually do this in an entirely different way, but...
Doctor, attending psychiatry, please.
Wait a minute, does this increase volume on your end too? Because in that case it might be a little bit weird.
Doctor, attend immediately in cardio, please.
I'm glad a doctor actually made his way over here and is taking care of the emergency as we speak.
Two surgeons required in operating theatre.
So the volume remains the same on your end, it just affects my end. I mean, that would make sense, absolutely, but still. Just wanted to make sure.
Doctor, attend immediately in cardio, please.
Rats. Who died and why? Yeah, I expected that. Holy sh... Guys, only 5 people need to die for this level to be over. And I've already killed the first person. 5 people. Sheesh.
GP's office.
Oh, the number goes up with time and with the amount killed. Well, in that case, it might not be literally impossible.
We apologize for the...
Yeah, let's pay back some of the loan. And now my researcher is tired. I should have been checking for... Yeah, I'm gonna get a second researcher. Should keep checking for people. Then again, I don't really want to hire anyone else. Well, yeah, I mean, it's based on a probability. It can screw you over. But there are things you can do about it. There are things you can do to prevent things from spiraling out of control. Like, uncommon cold has been brought up to 90%. Broken Wind still at 70, but I'm working on all of this. 78. I mean, things are slowly getting better.
Doctor, attend in psychiatry, please. Doctor required in general diagnosis. Doctor required in general diagnosis.
My machines have started to deteriorate, that's... That's a good point. We've exhausted all diagnostics. It's so unfortunate. Ah, yes, Doom. God damn. But by the way, I cannot really do much about most of these people. Oh, I can pay back my debt in its entirety. That's amazing. It's horrible. I do not have enough diagnostics facilities, and I do not have enough diagnostics facilities because I'm not investing enough research points in that. But taking away from drug research just seems like a horrible idea. Yeah, but let's focus our efforts on diagnostics. I mean, 80% is just 75%. 75 is still a lot. 3/4 of my research are going towards improving my medicine. That's a huge amount. But it's difficult to expect more of me. I mean, it's not difficult, it's very simple to expect things of me, but it's unreasonable. You do have a point. Improvements are an important thing because we don't want things blowing up. Yeah. Blowing up, not necessarily the things we want our machines to be doing. Well, there's the psychiatrist. Of course, he's busy in the GP office. Where else?
GP's office.
Of all the people, he has to be the one taking care of the GP office. And now the surgeon is taking care of business. But apparently I have too many doctors. I mean, this guy is just wasting his time and he's extremely tired. I have no idea why he's still here, but if I pick him up at the wrong goddamn time, he might just break the game.
Nurse required in ward. Nurse required in pharmacy.
I mean, now I have researched so many of them that actually quite a few benefit. Look at this. We have the sleeping illness at 70, uncommon cold 90, broken wind, corrugated ankles, the squits, heaped piles, quite a few things.
2 surgeons required in operating theatre.
This will be a nightmare.
Ward.
How much do I need to lose? Oh, negative 2,000, and it's enough for me to lose the game.
Surgeons required in operating theatre.
Wait, what? 62%? Oh, you bastards! I mean, I can see that I need to send her to the fracture clinic, but what if? What if? I can't risk it. I absolutely can't risk it. 5 people dead and I'm gone. I mean, my instinct tells me, yeah, go ahead, send her there. But if I'm mistaken, I might actually lose quite easily. Sheesh. I would love to just remodel all of this, just move things around. This is such a nasty place. I mean, look at this. The narrow corridors in between. And the way the rooms are set up, just... Chronic nose hell. I haven't seen that one before. Cause, sniffing disdainfully at those worse off than the patient. Symptoms, nosebeard. Nosebeard, a badger could be congested. Cure, a disgusting hair removal potion is taken orally. Prepared by a nurse in the pharmacy.
Nurse required in pharmacy. Doctor required in inflator room. Doctor, attend in psychiatry, please. We apologise for the amount of litter.
I mean, so much about this game is about hell.
Doctor, attend immediately in cardio,
The chronic nose hell drug has been improved. How effective is it? 74%. That's not amazing. I have no idea why I was clicking at the urine sample. What could I have possibly expected to happen? Single patient waiting for the psychiatrist. Eh. %62%, no. The end of the year is nigh. Oh, by the way, look at the tiredness level of my surgeon psychiatrist. And by the way, he's needed as the psychiatrist over here. 4 people are waiting for him, and this is the only psychiatrist I have. You know what? Maybe not the best of attitudes, but fuck everything, I do need these people. And if this gets me in debt, so be it. Ruptured nodules. Cause, bungee jumping in cold weather. Symptoms, inability to sit down in comfort. Cure, 2 qualified surgeons must remove the nodules using steady hands. But why is my surgeon taking care of the GP office? Why? He should be doing surgery. Why is the psychiatrist doing surgery? Well, apparently... I think I should just put the consultant over here so he can... Yeah, take care of business. There's not even much of a queue for him here, so... Not really that big of a deal. But this guy just needs to go to the staff room. Okay, Hall of Fame, first place. I'm damn proud of myself, I'm not the richest. I have the lowest death count, surprisingly. Highest salaries. Highest kill count, most visitors, highest total value. Will I lose or will I not? Of course my machinery is completely broken. My hospital is very clean. I have killed many rats. So many rats. A Rat Blast Trophy for exceptional skill in dispatching 181 rats. That's great. Seriously, who designed this? This is... I mean, maybe it's intentional. It might be intentional that you're getting bonuses for the bonus level. Might be, I'm not sure. Most impeccable standards, highest reputation possible. Nicely done. Failed to achieve decent value. Well, I'm sorry. Highly congratulations. Impressive kills to death ratio. Marvelous. Best reputation. You get all the money. So actually hiring additional people wasn't such a horrible idea, and I might just hire an additional researcher. Why the hell not? And I will get a bigger research room. And world peace and a pony. I will certainly have to move things around, but that won't be much of an issue with the sort of money I'm dealing with here, right? Over 10,000. I have some people free, some people resting, some people taking care of business. And while this is not usually what I do, I think this might be a decent spot to leave things in.